We got a viewer. I can't believe it, guys. I'm still trying to process all of that. This is definitely the most mad season yet. I'm definitely rewatching it later. Like, I still can't believe it. That finale was insane. Like, the best finale yet, definitely. It's actually surreal how good that was. Let's just get more people on the live. What's up, RPG channel? Couldn't have said it better, Ollie. That is honestly the most mind-blowing season, and we really needed it. We really needed it after the year we've all had. We really needed it for, like, you know, the sake of not nearly getting a season for 2 years, and now, wow. I mean, that is going to be... I'm sure we're going to get Cobra Kai season 4 like very early 2022, because we've got a full year until it can release. So... Oh, it's mad. I can't believe how great this season was. But I did not expect... See, Hawk, I could see that... I thought further down the line, Hawk and Dimitri will have more beef. I thought they would have at least elongated that to season 4. And make Hawk and Dimitri hate each other kind of then. But in a way... the beef really did start in season 1, and then all of season 1, and then season 2, a lot of season 2, and then season 3. By the end of the season, they get on. So going into season 4, they're going to be mates again. But, like, I did not expect Hawk to betray Kreese like that. I'm not going to lie, we didn't really see a lot of Tori this year. Or, I mean, this season. Because, like, I honestly thought she would have had a bigger role. She did at times, like, with Robbie. But I don't think she had a lot of screen time in comparison. I thought we'd get a little bit more on her. The focus this season, I feel, was really on Daniel and Kreese and Karate Kid 2. I mean, we learned so much about that, and I feel this is obviously Kreese's season because we're going into backstory for him. But oh man, I mean, I want to go into spoilers about other stuff, but obviously, I don't know if everyone has watched it yet. I mean, don't jump on the live if you haven't. That's probably why a lot of people haven't joined the live, because they probably haven't watched it. But the thing is, Tori's... I liked Tori, but she's taking it too far. But I was glad that Samantha finally stuck up for herself, because, you know, like, she said, I'm right here, I'm not going anywhere. It's similar to the Kreese Daniel beef, but oh my god, the finale. See, I mean, do you guys want me to upload my reaction now? Or do you want me to, like... Because I need the footage, but I don't know. It's hard to get footage because season 3 just came out. Like, it's, you know, this is a mind-blowing season. I was gonna show you my reaction to the finale because I was going crazy. Um, I want to get that uploaded maybe later tonight for you guys because that finale. I think the shock of the second finale was like it hit you different, but this finale it was like, oh my god, they're gonna go to the Larussos, they're gonna fight there. But then obviously Daniel and Johnny are there. Brooks is alive. You could hear him moaning. No one saw that coming. No one said it was going to be Brooks. No one even thought of a theory. Um, it's crazy. Actually, nuts. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in a rush to upload. I'm still trying to process what just happened. Um, the thing is, on your first watch, you don't ever look for theories or you don't do anything like that. You fully enjoy the season, and I did. I'm really happy because there's such a good season. But obviously, when you rewatch stuff, you start picking up things. Um, I'm telling you now, if people binge Karate Kid and they really get into Cobra Kai and then they watch season three, they're going to be hooked. I'm telling you now. I think that this is the season to hook a lot of people on. I have no doubt. It's crazy. But guys, tell me what was your favorite moment from this season? Because there's a lot. I love that, and I like the twist with Jesse Cove because Peyton List said about the scene with him being his son or playing him younger. You know, Kyler joining Cobra Kai was interesting, and damn, he beat the hell out of Miguel in that last fight, and I mean Miguel hadn't been fighting a lot this season, but oh, it's crazy. What's crazy is I know I think most people are gonna watch it later tonight, or even watch it tomorrow, because obviously it's New Year's Day, so some people might not even get the chance tonight. But I think a lot of people will watch it tomorrow, and then obviously this month is Cobra Kai month, so loads of people are gonna be tuning into that. I really love that scene with Hawk and Dimitri because Dimitri was gonna pretty much get his arm screwed up again, but when Hawk gave him that look, I was like, "Nah, Hawk's not. He's still Eli. He doesn't want to become a monster. And he doesn't want to become something bad, and he can still be tough. Like Johnny said, you can be a badass without being a bully." And interesting. I'm not gonna lie though, I found the Yasmin stuff quite hilarious to Dimitri. Dimitri really was less annoying this season. Like season one and two, I find him so highly obnoxious, and there was not one scene I found interesting apart from what he did to Hawk. But like in general, he wasn't. I actually liked him this season. This is probably the first season where I really liked Dimitri. Um, now he is because the way he was trying to get the two dojos, Eagle Fan Karate, which is quite an interesting name. See, I was like, yeah, what is the name? See, the thing is, they've got two dojos now, but I think at some point what will happen is they'll just form a dojo together, by the end of season four, so it's fully just them two. I think what will happen is we will definitely get a full merge within those two dojos. And when guys, Terry Silver, you know who Kreese was talking to on the phone? Terry Silver was on the phone. I mean, it's a shame they didn't show him. But it's obviously going to build on to bigger things. Miyagi Kai was the thing everyone was thinking. Eagle Fang Karate was is something different. You just you have to get used to it. like next season is 100% Terry Silver and maybe Mike Barnes if they bring him that season, because you saw the scene with Sam and Daniel, and he was telling Sam about how he conquered his fear about fighting Barnes, and like whenever they've showed a film, like they showed Karate Kid 2 stuff now, but when they've teased it, like it's gonna happen. Next season is gonna have a lot of focus on Karate Kid 3. There is actually so many crazy things about that final fight, and like, if Johnny and Daniel they've officially teamed up. Yeah, when he says I still owe you, that thing when he says to Chris like I will owe you like forever or whatever. Do you think Daniel and Johnny teach good? I personally think they will have. Yeah, I don't think the relationship's going to be perfect. Like it's a good start now though. Like they've had a really refreshed start. They've both kind of got over Ali, focus on the women they've got in their life now, and Ali sort of just like their past. And then they realized how much in common they had. They worked together throughout the season, and then now they're here. All Valley is probably going to happen early into season 4, depending on the timeline. But based on the fact that they're all training at the end, I think what's going to happen is maybe there'll be like maybe what will happen is like in season 1, it's not going to be long till All Valley, so I think that's possible. Like we'll get that sort of timeline now where it's not many months or weeks in between each other for season 4. So what I mean is by early, like the All Valley might happen earlier in season 4, not like episode 10, the last episode. To be fair, it probably won't then, because the timeline does seem quite. All Valley tends to happen before summer, doesn't it? So what other question you got? Could season 4 be the? Yeah, I think it could be, because the first season finale for season 1 was the tournament. Although I don't know. I mean, I want another tournament to be fair, but I just don't want a tournament to be the finale. I feel like that could be a really good, like, maybe the 9th episode of season 4. Then the 10th episode will be, the new season was the best of the. I honestly think the way they tied in season 1 and 2 moments, like when Eli remembered what Kyla did to him, what Miguel remembered what Kyla did to him, then tying in season 1, season 2, all the stuff with Miguel getting injured with Sam, and she's getting all that anxiety. The scenes with Karate Kid 2, Karate Kid 1, Karate Kid 3, they were all smashed it. Honestly, they can get this to 6 seasons. Do you know what? I find it mad that Robbie is like really siding with Kreese. I understand. I mean, I said it as well. I think that he was going to join Cobra Kai, but I'm surprised with the way things happen. Like he hasn't realized that it's not all Johnny's fault, and I think because of Johnny not coming to making enough effort again in season 3, he's just sort of gone, I can't trust Johnny, so I'm gonna have to take my chances with Kreese. Oh, a lot of people were saying they were watching it before others. So based on when it dropped, so for me it was 8 a.m. Whatever time it was for you, we all have it dropped at the same time. So it doesn't matter if someone's watching it at midnight and I'm watching it at 8 a.m. It's if it's 12 a.m. in their region when it's 8 a.m. for me, it just means it's the same time it gets dropped. Tori and Robbie probably. Actually, one thing we have to say: the writers completely trolled us with someone dying. No one died, and I thought maybe one of the, like a lot of people thought, Sid or Daniel's mom or someone like that was going to die. Maybe in later seasons they'll do that with the character, but I don't think they will until things get a bit more darker and more risky. See, what I'm thinking so Terry gonna like just come to that dojo and expand it, or is he just gonna focus on the dojo with Kreese? And then I'm just thinking like how they could make that Karate Kid 3 nostalgia come in, like, because I think what will happen is Kreese and Terry are gonna train Robbie. Um, that's what will probably happen. Oh yeah, apart from Clarence. Actually, the three deaths were actually the mouse, um, one of the soldiers that Kreese knew, and then the captain. I think that's the three that died. I can't think of anyone else. No, don't think there's anyone else. Also, guys, I think they trolled us with the deaths. Yeah, yeah, they definitely trolled. Oh yeah, and Kreese's girlfriend. I think those are the three people that died. So actually, they weren't lying. They were actually telling the truth. All those people died in Kreese's story. Yeah, the mouse dying was quite depressing. The fat guy, the one Hawk destroyed. Remember, Kreese was so on it with who he wanted to join Cobra Kai. He, if anyone lost in a battle, then they would basically get kicked off the team, and then Kreese would just tell them to leave. So at this point, like, Bo probably just went. No, Bo had to leave because he lost, but Hawk absolutely had him, man. That was crazy. You know what? The three deaths thing, it's like, I mean, there was actually more than three deaths if you're counting Sam dying in the dream, but it wasn't technically real. It's all interesting, to be honest. I think the writing for this season was great, like the way they writ it, and I like the structure of this season. It's crazy. Oh, do you know one scene? I said it earlier on, but one scene I loved was when Hawk saw Dimitri was going to get his arm broken again. He like stopped the other Cobras. I like that scene a lot because that means Hawk's still like a good person at heart. He's not a bad person, and like he's sort of forgiven Johnny in that way. What was your reaction when Miguel was that? Oh, I was so happy. I was clapping. I was just really happy with that because um, Miguel just like, oh god, it was such a difficult situation for him in the first place, So it was quite mad. Do you know Ali was kind of like the Ali scenes were really good and like wow, like I was kind of thinking well, after episode 6, like I'm expecting Ali soon, and then you get that little Christmassy vibe near the end of the season, and then like Ali pops up, you see her mum, and then they like show you Ali, and I like that way of doing it. I was curious as well. Johnny nearly kissed her, and like he nearly kissed Ali, even though he was sort of seeing Carmen, but he said he was still figuring it out. I found that hilarious, the scene with Yasmin, and she was just snogging the hell out of Dimitri, and then she gets all embarrassed about it. Brooks didn't die. There was no sort of confirmation of that. He just basically got beaten the hell out of. I'm just interested why. I think Hawk opted because Brooks was more Brooks and Kyler bullied him, but I felt Kyler was more of a bully to Hawk. So maybe it would have been more interesting to see Kyler get beat. But one thing I noticed in this season, there was like Kyler didn't get a scratch on his face or no like marks. He beat the hell out of Miguel in the finale. Miguel was like looking like he was gonna die. They did him dirty. Oh, I pissed myself at that scene with laughter when like I'm gonna be I haven't told you guys, but I will be speaking to Joe Sir again soon. We're gonna talk all about season three, um, and we're gonna talk about that scene. He's like, "Hey guys, look, uh, I love that scene. I think it's hilarious." Carla, one thing I didn't get was Carla got Chris basically said they were natural athletes. So he got like obviously new recruits, see how they did. Um, but like Kyler only knew wrestling. He doesn't know how to. He can throw a punch or two, but he's. I just don't expect him to beat Miguel up that bad, in a real. Based on his karate and everything. I guess it's sort of like him going, "This is what for beating me in the school, Rhea." But then, if you think about it, I think Miguel was just obviously still weak after recovering. Yeah, so like his recovery was, all that. Oh, because I saw it in the trailer. I didn't really react to it, but it was more of like the sudden cut of it than you like seeing it and you just laugh. I'm not gonna lie, they did put a lot of stuff in the trailers, which I think was a bit too much. It didn't ruin my experience of season three, but I'm sure a few people will be like, I saw too much in the trailers. Um, but the good thing I thought was a lot of the stuff I'd seen was from the first episode, so it wasn't like a later episode so much, you know? You know what? Carla didn't really get scared of him at first because they were like, oh, it's the kid with the lip. And then he realizes what he did to Brooks, and he was like, damn, okay, I'm not going to mess with him. Why don't you like episode one and episode four? Are you guys gonna rewatch it again tonight? Or are you gonna watch it another day? So I'm gonna be rewatching it later. I mean, there's so many Easter eggs. Like, I remember there was the. Oh god, one thing I cannot forget is the season, not the season, the episode with Daniel and Chosen and all the references they had. And oh my god, when Chosen basically immobilized Daniel and like he couldn't move, I was like, oh my god, he's had him. Like Chosen was so calm and so different. And like I love the way they showed his character in a different way. Um like he didn't hold a grudge, unlike Johnny who did over all those years. But I think that lesson Daniel got from that trip in Okinawa was that people can change, and even things over 30 years ago can change. I think the dojo merge is gonna be. Oh yes, the honk. I was literally pissing myself on the honk. Before we get to that question, that really good question by Lush, the honk was the funniest thing in that scene, and it's the way he just starts laughing at Larusso. Oh, brilliant! He said, "I've been waiting 30 years for this," and then he does the honk. Like a lot of people called it as well. We all thought the honk was coming, but if he did anything else, imagine. Wait, where's that? How do you think the dojo merge is going to work out? I think he will. I think Daniel and Johnny will train together in preparation to go against Kreese and Cobra Kai, and then I think what will happen is I assume we're gonna see like more of Daniel and Johnny sort of clashing, but not like they hate each other. More of like that ideology is a little bit different in training, and I think with the whole with the new style of training, like maybe Daniel has learned from Chosen those techniques. I think we'll learn more and more about how that can be merged into what Johnny does, and I think ideally, if they form a dojo together, they can't, they cannot, they have to merge their ideologies and their principles. So imagine like the defense of Miyagi Do, but the offense of Johnny's karate, and then using that and creating a new form of karate, which is insane. And that would beat Kreese's karate, it'd beat Cobra Kai, it would beat Miyagi Do on its own, it would beat Johnny's karate on its own. It literally, if you merge Daniel and Johnny's karate together, that's literally the best karate, I think. Oh yeah, when see the scene when Kreese was gonna kill Johnny, he was genuinely gonna kill Johnny. He tried it twice as well. And when it came to that point with Daniel saving him, and he said, "You sent them to my house, to my daughter," and like he said, "You want to fight now?" Like I just knew Daniel was gonna f him up because Daniel learned from Miyagi, and Miyagi always beat the hell out of Kreese. Like it's such an insane moment. But you know what? Daniel was gonna finish him off. Johnny gave him that little nod, like that. Oh, it's crazy. Do you think Tori and Robbie are going to start dating? Well, they are very similar. I feel Robbie's gone back to season one Robbie in the way he's been. Um, it's crazy. The thing is, it wasn't end of season two that he wanted nothing to do with Robbie. It was end of season one. No, not end of season one. That was like before the All Valley tournament. He wanted nothing to do with him. It's crazy, man. So yeah, honestly, that whole sequence with Miguel dreaming, I knew it was a dream. It just, I could not see him being in Cobra Kai. It made no sense. He's Sholo's cousin's named Yolo. Yeah, Daniel did kind of go to the dark side and Karate Kid 3, but he's learned that, and I think that's the reflection with Robbie. Like he's got his dad's personality. He's easily influenced at that age, which is exactly what happened to Johnny. And he's joining Cobra Kai and realizing afterwards is bad. And I think they might. The thing is, they might win the tournament. But I think ideally, like Cobra Kai's best student is Tori, because Tori is literally like she just full on Cobra Kai. Like she's not ever had an allegiance prior to that or anything. She's just so like savage, and I think she's pure Cobra Kai because she just doesn't care. And like she wanted to hurt Sam with a weapon. She didn't even want to fight Sam normally. She wanted to get a nunchuck and just f her up. Like Miguel and Sam are pretty much seeing each other again. I mean, they kissed, and I'm glad Miguel and Daniel finally came together and stuff. Because like they hadn't really interacted at all. I think season one and two, it's because like you probably watched it so much, and then season three's come out, and you're kind of like, yeah, okay, but I mean, fair enough. That's your opinion. I can't guess, but they said that filming is going to start from 20th of January till and then through to April 15th. So there's roughly a 3-4 month margin for filming season three, and then once they get that on the roll, they have once they've finished up, they have eight months to edit, to finalize everything for Cobra Kai season four. And this drop with season three, they can learn a lot of things in the way they promoted it and all that. I'm hoping season 4 comes out next January, like a year from now, even February at best. It'd be cool to get it that soon. I mean, it's difficult. COVID is the only reason why it got delayed. I think that's the only reason. But I sometimes I think they could have still released it, but I think they wanted to hold out. If you think about it, we would have had season 4 pretty much now if it wasn't for COVID. Or season 4 might have got more delayed. I feel like John Kreese is Johnny's dad because of the name. That doesn't make any sense. But they're not related. I mean, they would have said it by now if they were. Yeah, Netflix acquired it earlier this year. I think back in May or June. So people were expecting a release in a few months, but then they delayed it. They dropped 1 and 2, seasons 1 and 2 in August, and then obviously we had to wait a good few months for season 3. Now that's out. Favorite episodes? I'd say the finale is my favorite episode when Daniel learns about the pressure points technique in Miyagi Karate. It was basically something he'd never seen before, and I think I really like the episode when Miguel and Johnny spend a lot of time together, like just generally like funny stuff. Miguel sort of helping him again, sort of like that Tinder thing. It's quite funny. I mean, I liked all the episodes, to be honest. I think they're all good. I'll tell you what, I reckon the best episode it has to be the finale. I mean, that was actually such a good finale. I think the fights will get more brutal. Like, they tease it. Like, look how ruthless Hawk was when he broke Dimitri's arm. Like, I was actually kind of expecting them not to do it. But then, obviously, we see how much more ruthless Hawk is. I'm surprised they didn't make Hawk more evil, because I thought he was going to be one of the big students. But he clashed with the fact Kyler was in there. He clashed with the fact Robbie was there. And then I think he realized Kreese was wrong in a lot of ways. So I think it was like, there was so many things. I think Miguel will be getting better. He just needs to, like, get back to where he was. And I'm sure Daniel and Johnny are going to help him. He's going to get the best of both worlds, like Daniel and Johnny. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thing is, I don't think it's a waste of time with Kreese, because I never understood why he's so extreme, and I was like, there's got to be a good reason. No one is ever that extreme with something unless they had an experience, or if they're crazy. But yeah, man, all those theories about Amanda being related to Kreese are just making me laugh now, because, like, I didn't think it would be that. I just thought it was to do with Sam. Yeah, Hawk is very conflicted. I think the fights were good. Personally, I think some people might be overanalyzing the fights. If you're like an expert in that and stuff, you might notice stuff. But for me, I think it was great. Yeah, I think Eli is like, he's still got that. He's not a bad person. Like, it's like, again, it's never a bad student. It's just a bad teacher. Oh, I'm literally on my laptop. Yeah, check out the finale again. I want to rewatch the finale, but I want to rewatch the whole season first, because then it'll feel like more of a treat. Damn, I don't know. I generally feel like I'm gonna rewatch season 3 more than I've ever watched season 1 and 2. That's another thing. Hawk and Miguel are gonna be back together. But Hawk and Dimitri are a really good team, and they've obviously been friends for longer. But honestly, like Miguel, Hawk, and Dimitri together is going to be quite cool. And the good thing is, those guys were together in season 1, so like it's just kind of retrospective of that. And then obviously him getting Miguel getting back with Sam was interesting. I really do think Robbie and Tori are going to become a couple, just sort of like a rebound of a rebound. Honestly, I don't know what we're going to see Robbie do in the next season, but they're going to bring Terry, and then Terry is going to teach. So basically, you know how Mike Barnes is under Terry's command and stuff, and Kreese is there. Basically, Robbie's going to do the same thing. He's going to learn from Kreese and Terry, but maybe more so Terry. Oh, Matthew, what's up, my man? Lisa, how we doing? The more fight, I think the point is, it's supposed to have these fights have that cheesy 80s thing about it, and I think they want to keep that in there. Tori and Robbie are, I mean, I only expect that because they like have a mutual thing. There's something in common, and Tori's always like, she's noticed a lot of things in Robbie, and he won't even admit it himself. Like, it's interesting. I actually thought Robbie had quite a little bit less screen time this season, but I think he wasn't really the focus. I guess one big character had to have that sacrifice in order um, to have like all that stuff for the story. Do you think Tori and Sam could ever bury the hatchet? Well, if Johnny and Daniel can, I'm sure they will. But Tori's just quite insane, you know. Oh wow! I hope they say this right. Thanura. I hope I said that your name right. Oh, I'll just call you Ravindra. Thank you so much for the donation. It's really kind of you. Don't want Robbie and Tori to date, but I'm fine with them relieving stress on the side, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I agree with that. I think them sort of being like FWBs kind of makes sense. No strings attached kind of stuff. That's what they probably sound like they'd be into anyway. um, oh, it just still shocks me that all that stuff. I think Robbie and Tori they're gonna have more chemistry going down the line, and then I think at some point Robbie and Robbie and Tori are gonna see Miguel and Sam, and I mean Tori and Sam never really liked each other in the first place, and I've noticed Miguel and Tori never really cleared things either. Like Tori got a bit annoyed about what Miguel said, but he was kind of right. Like she needed a bit of help. That whole thing with Sean was honestly that was really I was surprised at how short that ended, and then we didn't really see him in juvie for long, and then he got out, and he was like, I don't want anything to do with you guys. Robbie is literally Anakin, and Palpatine is basically Kreese. I think the thing I really learnt from the finale is that if they bring in Terry, they're gonna have to do it in the right way. Like they're not gonna just sort of. I think he's so anticipated. They don't want to tease him like they did with Kreese, because Kreese was like way more known before Terry, so it makes sense why they went into such story for him. I'm actually curious how Mike Barnes is going to come into all of this. Like, is Mike gonna come in at some point, season 5 or 6, and like scare Daniel in the dojo? Like, you know how Kreese scared Daniel when he thought Kreese was dead? Or they could say Mike Barnes is dead or something, and then that happens. But Terry is definitely coming back. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I'm sure we'll see him episode 1. I'm still a little bit surprised we didn't get a tease though, or even hear his voice or anything, because that would have been quite cool. I think Yasmin was more likable. I mean, she said she learnt from, the wedgies and all that, so she understood why Dimitri getting bullied was like, it's quite lame, and she's learnt from being a bitch, so I respect that. Season 2, first film villain comes back. Season 3, second film villain comes back. Chosen in a way, yeah. Season 4, third villain comes back, yeah. And then I think maybe what will happen is season 4, 5, they might bring Judy Pierce and like Ned Randall and the guys from Next Karate Kid. Because who are they going to talk about after that? Yeah, the Raw was cool. The way they switched that. Yeah, they writ out Aisha pretty easy, but that doesn't mean she can't come back. But they said she moved away and went to a private school. So if they bring her back season 4, it's either the writers just won't do anything with her character, or they'll bring her back in a sort of way. It's really hard to say, to be honest. Nothing. I think Stingray wasn't in this season because he's been so busy with films and he's getting quite big. So I think Cobra Kai, like, he may be scheduling conflicts and films. He was in a few films, I think, around the time or needed filming for that, so it kind of makes sense. Honestly, Dimitri has evolved quite a lot this season, and like I said earlier on in the stream, he's not really annoying anymore. Oh, you should definitely watch Next Karate Kid. I think there were some cool moments where they had some like funny moments with the monks. There were some good moments, so I definitely recommend. 1 million subs, that'd be crazy. I'm curious how many subs I will get this year, just generally. But that's not really my goal. My goal is to just enjoy what I do and love it. Yeah, definitely. Dimitri's way more likable this season. I think Ali could come back, but what is her role going to be? I mean, might see her again in season 4 because we only saw her briefly in season 3, but she only would come back in order to add to the stories of Daniel and Johnny. But what I liked is she was the one that kind of created the peace between them. Like, they're not fighting anymore. Like, it's pretty much over with their fighting. What I think could happen is if they lose at the tournament, then Daniel and Johnny will then might go their separate ways again. But I think maybe that will just create more stuff, and that's probably Cobra Kai's turn to strike back if they lose. But it really depends, doesn't it? Honestly, Sholo did so good this season. I love Miguel this season. I like the way he's sort of like he's had such a journey, and that range of acting from Sholo this season was insane. Like, it was so good. Oh my god. Damn, I'm actually a little bit tired. Just reading these questions. What do you think the name of that Daniel and Johnny's dojo? Mm. Miyagi Fang. I don't know actually. See, I'll tell you guys something. What if we see Chosen again? What if like they bring him back? Because I actually really wanted to see more of him. And like he could help Daniel in the future. And I loved the twist with how Daniel's business was going to be saved. Because that deal with Diona was the little the character. She was the girl that Daniel saved, or Daniel Miyagi saved when that storm hit Okinawa. I love that writing, and this is another thing I love about the writers. They know what they're freaking doing. You can tell they're very passionate about what they do. You know what? Were you guys shocked by the Miyagi secret, or were you like? Because I mean, we got the secret, but I honestly thought it was gonna be like, you know, have you seen the episode yet? Wait, you talking to me, or you talking to someone in the chat? I seriously think season 4, season 5, they'll just add more to it. I don't know what exactly the focus will be, but if they do decide to go into the next Karate Kid, they're gonna have to do it in a good way. Judy Pierce could definitely come back though. I'll tell you that. I can't confirm it next season. I mean, I didn't write the show or anything, but I can. Obviously, this is what I do. I'm going to theorize and we'll discuss it. I really need to rewatch season 3 a few more times because sometimes I get theories or ideas like on the third watch or the fourth watch. It's crazy. Yeah, I think probably should put spoiler talk in the description. I don't want people joining the stream and thinking I'm just talking about it and then that's it. Miguel is pretty much the Karate Kid if you think about it. He kind of is like he's the I mean, Daniel even commended him on him being the champion. And I like that little nod that they had. It's quite cool. Yeah, I've got that a few times before. A few people have called me Miguel. Oh yeah, Johnny. The humor with Johnny this season was like I feel like he was funnier at times than he was in the other seasons. Although, like the way he was at the start as well, I was quite shocked. Oh my god, sorry guys. Yeah. Oh yeah, no one. I think that threw everyone off, or must have, that Rick Perez wasn't Miguel's father or anything. He was just an extra saying a few things to Daniel. Like, he wasn't a big or important character, because a lot of people thought he was going to have more importance. Thing is, Sam's good at. Sam is a good. I mean, she's learned from her father. But the thing with Sam, she just needed the confidence. She was always going to beat Tori because like it's like Kreese. Like he always says he was gonna beat he could beat Miyagi or Daniel, but he always lost. So it's like the same principle there. Like um every time like they would fight, it would be a loss. Like Tori's technically lost all of the fights apart from the dream sequence, although Sam always could have beaten her. I just find that dream sequence was quite scary. But the thing is, if Tori did kill Sam, like that would just be too much of the show. When she did that to Sam, I was like, okay, either someone saves her or Sam like sort of has a bit more of a rustle, or this isn't real. But when they had that little delay, I was like, wait, no way. I was like kind of thinking, hmm. Hi, Chris, please. What should we be? Hi, Chris. I don't know who that's to. Yeah, I'm looking at my computer. My phone's actually laid on the screen. Sam froze up. That's why Dimitri got hurt. But the thing Daniel said about karate is that you got to learn to defend others, but she failed to do that, which was interesting. You know what, guys? I will probably do another live stream later, but I'm gonna go off now just cause I like actually might get a little nap in. I'm feeling a little bit knackered, and then we'll process everything, and then I'll talk to you guys later. But if in the meantime, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to smash the subscribe button, and also make sure to like the video. And yeah, what a season, guys! I still can't believe it. It's insane. So I'm gonna go, guys. But thanks for tuning in. We'll talk more about it. I'll be doing more videos soon. I don't know when exactly I will start doing proper videos on this because I don't want to ruin spoilers for people. So what guys, let me know, when do you want me to start talking more in depth about season 3 with spoilers? And before that, I'll go, or after that even. Well, I mean, after this question gets answered, I will go. Good night. I'm actually just napping. I watched it on my TV, and I had earphones in the morning because I didn't want to wake up my family. So, I mean, I was kind of loud anyway, but yeah, just got so immersed. All right, guys, I'm gonna head off. But thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later.